Phoenix. We're going to have the YouTube of this webinar up this afternoon. You're welcome to copies of the presentation. If you'd like a PDF or the slides, just let us know. We're here to do whatever we can for you. This is going to be about 20 minutes. We're going to talk about California and our prospects coming. We're going to talk about the trend. And this is going to be talking about how you can make money and be productive for your family and be productive to earn a really nice living for yourself and do a nice retirement. So over the weekend, I met an awful lot of people, so that's what this is going to be about. And the question we have today is Maricopa County in Arizona going to be the new Orange County? Because the California exodus not only continues, but it looks like it's accelerating. So this is what I see everywhere, virtually everywhere. At the malls, at the grocery stores, certainly at Costco, we're seeing these California license plates, and they're coming over here to Phoenix, Arizona. They're coming here to Arizona and Phoenix, Scottsdale. They're going up to Prescott. They're going to Tucson. And Arizona enjoys getting 187 Californians move here to Arizona every single day. 187 Californians come here every single day. We are not building enough houses to accommodate all the people that are coming here. And this is just a segment of the people coming, but it's a big one. So keep in mind that here we are in Phoenix, Arizona. To get to Southern California is only 6.5 hours. So if you're my age and you're thinking of retiring, or maybe even a few years younger, and you're starting to think, well, if I move to Phoenix, I'm only 6.5 hours from the grandkids. I'm only 6.5 hours to Disneyland. I'm only 6.5 hours to the beach. 6.5 hours to an absolutely, totally better life. And they're voting with their feet. So Texas has beat Arizona by just a little bit. That's going to change, I'm predicting here. Arizona got 68,000 Californians moved here last year. 68,000 people from California moved here, and they moved here for a better life. Now, over the weekend, it was the 4th of July, and everybody I ran into was a Californian. And of course, I love people, so I asked them, why are you coming here? They all had certain stories. They all had reasons. But I'm going to tell you some of the ones that really stood out was the congestion. Everywhere they went, there was people, and it took forever to get anywhere, particularly if you're in Southern California. You guys know what that's like in Orange County and San Diego County on the 5, where you just have 14 lanes of traffic that are backed up, and the freeway never, ever stops. It's always going. People are bothered by that. They talk about public education, how that public education in California really is substandard. And a lot of people are sending their kids to private education. And of course, that's another expense. And of course, it's very expensive to live in Arizona because housing affordability probably is one of the number one concerns that they have. The cost of living is astronomical. People are concerned about homelessness. And of course, a lot of people are concerned about crime. And it's funny is that this crime has talked about the fact that they're concerned about drugs coming into the area, and they're coming here. Now, some of the things that we've known for years and years and years is that California is the highest income tax state in the United States. Their income is priced at 12.3% of your income goes to California. 12.3%. Sales tax just for California. Now, this is the state of California. This is not talking about the municipalities, because the municipalities, this is on top of the municipality, on top of California. California, the state of California charges 7.25% state sales tax. And of course, if you're in Anaheim or you're in Los Angeles or you're in San Diego, the municipality tax on as well. So sales tax, again, the taxes are absolutely astronomical. And California, what you don't want to do is die in California. If you can do anything about it, don't die in California, because California has got one of the highest inheritance estate taxes in the nation at 40%. 40% of your estate is going to go to California. Now, they got some exemptions and things, but if you're making some money, like a lot of my clients are, a lot of baby boomers, and of course, if you've been really good and your house has gotten expensive, you know, they only exclude $3.5 million. Well, I'm going to tell you that oftentimes our states is way over $3.5 million just from some of the houses that we own. And the state of California is going to dip into your pockets. And if you come here to Arizona, we don't have an estate tax. None. Zero. No estate tax here in Arizona. So if you're my age, why wouldn't you bring your assets here to Arizona? It's just good business. And you're 6.5 hours away from Disneyland here. And there's probably less lines at Costco. Talk about gasoline. I heard this constantly. The price of gasoline between here in Arizona and California is just night and day. And the reason for that is they're the second highest tax, surprise, surprise, in the United States. They're charging almost 73 cents a gallon in tax just for the state of California. Some of the municipalities, of course, are adding on top of that. So as the oil prices are dropping, it doesn't do anything to the tax base because it's not a percentage. So poor people in California are just being taxed to death. Come over here and start using some of your own money. How'd you like to spend your money instead of giving it to someone else to spend? Now, I don't mean to bash California because obviously California is some of the most beautiful land in the world. It's the number 5 economy in the world. It's been a great place to do business. It's getting a little crowded, but things seem like they're getting worse. California for the last 11 years has been voted the worst place in the United States to do business. 11 years in a row. Now, what does that tell you? I hear anecdotal stories that when they talk about the legislatures, they don't care if you keep your business in California. They just don't care. And California regulates like crazy. So here's the saying: those that can do, those that can't regulate. Because the average small business, and of course, small business is really the engine of the economy. The small business, those people that have got 50, 60, 70 people working for them, it's costing them $135,000 a year in California business regulations. And over 15,000 businesses in the last 10 years has left California. And I'm going to tell you that's going to accelerate. We talked to Walter Zimmerman a few weeks ago, and he talked about this COVID being the accelerator. And of course, when the economy gets slowed down like this, people make decisions, and the small business people are going to make that decision to get out of California. It's going to accelerate. There's a better life for you. This regulation is capricious, it's arbitrary, and it's pervasive. If you want to build a house, just talk about housing. If you want to build a development, it will take you at least 10 years to build a tract. 10 years means you have to buy the property, then you have 10 years of going through regulations just to get going. And it could be 20 years. And building permits start at $25,000 a building. $25,000. And in some municipalities, it's $150,000 to get a building permit to build a house on a lot that you own. And here's probably one of the major problems people are leaving California. The price of housing has really just pushed people right out of housing. And homelessness in California is epic. 49% of the nation's homeless live in California. And there's reasons for that, of course. They can't afford anywhere to live. The median rental in Los Angeles is $2,500 a month. And a family that lives in the median rental needs to earn $48 an hour just to afford their rent. And 1/3 of the nation's assistance for personal assistance to people live in California. So 1/3 of all those receiving government assistance live in the state of California. So you're talking about a tax base that's leaving, and here's a state that's receiving. So who is going to pay all these taxes? I'm going to tell you, if you think you're being taxed now, it's nothing for what's coming. Your taxes are going to go up exponentially. And California thinks nothing of investors. They're putting rent control on statewide, and they're going to tell you how much money you can earn. So no matter what the market does, you can get 5% plus the rate of inflation, or 10%, whichever is lower. So if the rate of inflation, like a recession kills inflation, you're going to get 5%. And the government's telling you, this is how much you can earn. We're putting a cap on it. And of course, they're not capping your taxes there. I'm going to tell you that. And they're regulating who can be evicted, when they can evict it, how long it's going to take. So it's going to be very, very difficult as an investor or as a shop owner or anyone that's owning any kind of property to do business in California. And the feelings I get from talking to Californians, they just don't care. And this is what's driving up the median rent. I said it was $2,500. It's actually almost $2,800 a month for rent in California. And of course, when you're in municipalities like San Francisco, in order to maintain a middle-class American life, the family needs to earn $350,000 a year just to maintain a middle-class existence. That tells me something is wrong. In California, they're removing the Proposition 13, which limited the amount of taxes in real estate that the California can assess. That's being removed at the end of this year. It's going to go on the ballot. And of course, those people that don't own anything are going to vote the fact that, yes, let's tax everybody that does have money. And real estate taxes in California are going to go up by $12 billion. So I want those California owners to listen to this. And here's one of the problems. This is why you have homelessness. The average price, just for average price for a median home in California, and we're not talking about like Beverly Hills or San Francisco or Silicon Valley. We're talking about taking the whole state and averaging this thing out and taking median price is almost $600,000. And in Arizona, you can get a really, really nice house for half of that. Some places a third of that in nice neighborhoods with good schools. So why would you stay in California? So let me give you an example. My friend Joe is going to appreciate this. This house is valued at $275,000 today. $275,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, nice big lot, plenty of place for the kids to have a sandbox, a swing set, throw a ball in a really, really nice neighborhood with good schools. $275,000. We're not taxing you to death. It's $1,375 for the taxes right now. So those people who are just trying to start and get their lives going, a 3 to 5% down payment, which means like a 3% conventional or an FHA, you're going to have a principal and interest of about $1,200. By the time you put taxes, insurance, and I think HOA fees here are like $35 or $50. Your house payment is going to be only around $1,400. Just think of that compared to California. And in talking to a Californian, he came up to me and said, our houses have gone up 5.9% this year. California is on fire. Well, you know what? Phoenix has gone up almost 9% this year. We've gone up 50% more than California has. So just keep that in mind when you start thinking of investing your hard-earned dollars, where you want to put that money. So I want you to start thinking that Maricopa County, and this is Maricopa County, home to Phoenix, Scottsdale, Chandler, of course, Gilbert. It's going to become the new Orange County. We're going to have population come here like nobody's business, and prices are going to go up, and we have a great, great lifestyle. Now, we've talked about my timing models. We've talked about the fact that I saw on my timing model March 2018, a dip. You can see it right here. This is March of 2018. It came down. I told you that I considered the fact that December of 2019, we'd start seeing an increase. There it is. We're coming back up. Now, we have the possibility. I want to go to the next chart. Sorry about these charts. I know I'm told people don't like these charts. This is where we're at. We may take this double dip, but that double dip is only for a very, very short time. And then we are off. And I'm going to tell you, we are going up here in 4 years. You have got the opportunity. It comes around every 18 and a half years, is right here. It's staring you right in the face. And you have a trend for a decade. People are leaving California. Just think, in California, you can sell the average home for $600,000, come here, buy the average house for half, and put $300,000 in the bank. It's like coming to a candy store when you come over here to Phoenix, Arizona. A house will be newer, it'll be bigger, and in a better neighborhood, better transportation, and certainly better schools. And the weather is phenomenal. And these people are leaving Southern California for the next decade. That is called a trend. And in economics, that's called demand. You have demand coming for a product that we cannot build and satisfy that demand enough. That means prices are going up. I cannot spell this out any quicker or easier than what I'm telling you. So if you want to get rich, if you want to have a great, great life, if you want to retire early, if you want to have income throughout your retirement age, if you want to take your baby and go to the Great Wall of China, learn to paint in France, you want to get your income together, because fortunes will be made here in Phoenix, Arizona, Maricopa County in the next 5 years. Fortunes. Mark my words, fortunes are going to be made. So I want to tell you, we know what we're doing, and we're very, very good at what we do. So we've done over 1 million transactions. That qualifies us as being pretty doggone good. So if you're an out-of-state buyer and you need representation, just email me at michael@michaeldouville.com. We do a lot of 1031 exchanges. If you need a replacement property, email me at michael@michaeldouville.com. If you want to know what a pathway is, build some goals. If you want to go over your finances, you're welcome to give me a call at my Scottsdale office. You're welcome to email me. And if you want us to take a look at your investment portfolio, if you want to take a look at a particular property, you want us to review that property, you want us to do the investment calculations, email us at michael@michaeldouville.com. Now, I'm trying to be very, very conscious of your time. You're welcome to call me privately. You're welcome to email me. And here it is, July 9th, 2020. My very best to you. Bye-bye now.